Good afternoon. I'm going to present Scinvivo. With Scinvivo, we have developed the next generation cancer discovery tech, as we call it. It's basically a very tiny catheter where we apply a kind of ultrasound, but then we use light waves, and that's called optical coherence tomography. The catheter, we are able to slide up through the working channel of a standard scope. So with this, you have still the image of your scope, but we provide the depth information of the tissue as well. So this is usable in every location in the body where you want to look to the front and you want to have more information on the tissue you see on the camera at hand. So, and that can be done in colon, bladder, in your brains, or with surgery operations. But we have decided to start with bladder cancer. Because bladder cancer, there's a huge unmet need in diagnosing the invasiveness of the bladder cancer. So in the center you see here the image, the normal camera view a urologist sees. In the center of his image there's a tumor. But once he sees this tumor, he wants to know how far this tumor has been growing inside the bladder wall. Because he wants to know, is it muscle invasive or non-muscle invasive? That is directing the treatment plan you are going to get. The current standard is that you have to go for a surgery, you have to plan the surgery, you have to take out the tumor, you have to do the examination, then you have to plan another result, and you have to do the consult for what is the treatment plan. That takes on average 6 to 7 weeks in the Netherlands, due to all kinds of restrictions. So what we provide with our catheter is on the fly, this depth structure information. So the urologist, once he sees this image and he sees a suspicious area with the tumor, he directly can determine muscle invasive or non-muscle invasive. And that is speeding up the diagnosis time and better treatment plan dramatically. The current standard of care results in the following aspects. 1 out of 5 bladders which have been treated for muscle invasive bladder cancers, they are all removed, but 1 out of 5, they don't find any tumor back. And they are looking for ways to determine which bladder can be preserved and which bladder you have to take out. But just imagine that you have a bladder, 1 out of 5, which is taken out. The rest of your life you have to live with the stomach, with all the complications. In the follow-up surgeries for recurrence, a large investigation from Denmark with more than 10,000 patients over 16 years proved that half of those surgeries were not necessary. Just imagine, 1 out of 5. When you talk to urologists, they will tell to the patient, good news, there was no cancer. But they have used this operation space, they have used you as an old patient, that you went for operation, all kinds of complications, you don't want to have that. So it's a huge saving you can get here. But very important also is, once you come for the first time to the doctor, to the urologist, and you have expectation of bladder cancer, and it is muscle invasive, you need to know as soon as possible. So once you know it earlier, instead of the 7 weeks, that is saving lives because you can start much earlier with the treatment, the right treatment. So our product is a disposable catheter, single use, for all kinds of reasons, but it's more safe and doctors like to use single use. Yeah? And compared to the number of surgeries we prevent, the waste of this single use catheter is nothing compared to the whole waste of one surgery. Besides that, we have a base station, so that's a machine, the console where we hook up the catheter, and we also hook up the image we get from the standard cystoscope. So we always provide the image from our OCT with the camera, so you always have stored the synced images. Bladder cancer is a huge market. Nobody is expecting that. So when you go to urology conference, it's all about kidney stones, prostate, and then we forget half the population, called the woman. And then bladder cancer is a little bit under the radar, but it's really huge. So when you just take US and Canada and Europe only, that's a huge market on itself already. It's pretty much scalable. As said in the beginning, you can look forward and you have this depth information which is really, really important. Even when you look to a Da Vinci robot, for example, when you combine our OCT catheter with the camera view and you can discriminate between nerves and muscle layers, you can do a much more precise surgery than you can do nowadays, because you don't have this depth information. We provide this depth information. So it's used, scalable, very nice. So where are we in our development? We just recently got our ISO certificate, ISO 13485. We are about to start with the first in vivo clinical trials in the coming weeks in the Amsterdam Medical Center. So all the preclinical studies have been done and very good results. We have a approach for FDA and for CE, and we're continuously working on getting more KOLs in US and in Europe on our site. And the funny thing is that people start to approach us ourselves. When we go to conferences in urology, doctors come to us and say, can we do a clinical trial of you? They are really eager for this because they all understand, every urologist, I need this information. This is really the huge unmet need in bladder cancer diagnostics. Nice diverse team from the variation women and men, and also from age. We get here a woman starting 1st of October, also more or less my age, with a lot of experience. So that's very diverse. We also have the OCT knowledge base, 20 years OCT research really at hand at our desk. So that's good. Then we have also a clinical advisory board where we have from California, Germany, France, and the Netherlands. So we have the spread around, where we have every quarter a meeting with them. We have some advisory board guys, including the person from Santec, which is the last management deal, of investment deal, part of our advisory board. And we have a huge list of suppliers. And actually, that's the difficult thing of a startup, just managing those suppliers. We are starting to raise money for around next year. So we are looking for a round of around 7 million euros. And everybody who's interested is invited to take an email or a phone, whatever, to pick up make a contact and see what can happen.